Hi everyone, hope you all are good. We are here for grade 9 math. So you can find all the lessons on aplusstudents.com. You have to log in there using your email address and password is provided by the administrator. Then you have to select math from the subject tab. Scroll down to grade 9 and then click on view all lessons. So there you can find a list of the chapters. You're going to start with chapter operations. Let's just start with the lesson. So basically we're going to learn how do we perform operations on different types of number like integers or decimals, right? Okay, so let's just start with first lesson, that is add, subtract, multiply and divide integers. So how do we perform different operations on integers? Let's just start with the practice questions. So let's just start with different examples, right? First we're going to learn how do we add add integers, right? For example, you have the first one is you have where is the okay the first one is you have negative 32,333 and plus 55,401. The question is you have to see if you perform the operation addition, is it positive or negative, right? So when you add a positive and a negative number, so basically we are adding two numbers, a positive and negative, right? Let's just see, the bigger number is 55,441 and that is positive, right? That means if a greater number is positive, the answer must be positive. So when you solve this, the answer must have a negative sign, right? So you have to apply a rule here. The rule is when you add a positive number and a negative number, if the positive number has a bigger magnitude, the result is positive. If the negative number has a bigger magnitude, the result is negative. That's how you add the integers, right? For example, we have negative 6 plus 2, right? You can see you have a positive and a negative number, but negative number is greater, right? That means answer must be negative. Okay, let's see when we are dividing what we are going to do. Okay, for example, you are going to divide two numbers, right? They are negative 3300 divided by 21. You need to see if the answer is positive or negative. So when you are dividing a negative and a positive number, right? The answer must be a negative number, right? Answer must be negative. You can even check by dividing, right? Okay, the next one is when you multiply two numbers, right? For example, you are multiplying a positive and a negative integer. What you have to do? You have to apply the rule. The rule is if both the numbers have same sign, right? That means if both the numbers are positive and if both of the numbers are negative, right? In both the case, the answer must be positive, right? Both are positive and both are negative, the answer must be positive, right? And when the integers have different sign, like one of them is positive and one of them is negative, first is negative and second is positive, so in this case both the answers must be negative. If the signs of both the numbers are different, that means answer must be negative. If both the numbers have exactly same sign, in case of division, that means answer must be positive, right? Okay, these are the rules you can apply when adding or subtracting integers when multiplying and when dividing integers, right? Now let's just do the practice questions. Let's apply these rules on the examples, right? Here it is: add, subtract, multiply, and divide integers. So, okay, here it is. Okay, let's do the practice questions, right? Okay, is negative 4 times 13 positive or negative? So, which is the correct option? You can see you're multiplying two numbers with opposite signs, right? When you're multiplying two numbers with different signs, the answer must be yes, it is negative, right? If you are multiplying two numbers with the opposite signs, their answer must be negative, right? You can even check by multiplying, right? That is negative. Okay, what is 4, 4, 6, 7, 9, 62 plus negative 1 positive and or negative? Let's just look for the given greater number, right? The greater number is 4, 4, 6, 7, 9, 6, 2, and the number is positive, right? That means the answer must be positive. The number, when adding two integers, you have to look for the number that is greater in magnitude. If the greater number is positive, the answer must be positive. If the greater number is negative, then answer must be negative, right? So you can see here 4, 4, 6, 7, 9, 62 is greater number and that is positive. So answer must be positive, right? Is negative 400 divided by 40 positive or negative? You are dividing a negative and a positive number, right? So when dividing a negative and a positive number, the answer must be negative. In case of division, if you are dividing a negative and a positive number, the answer must be negative, right? These are the these are the very basic rules for the performing operations on integers, right? Okay, the next one is negative 7154,360 and negative 7376 positive or negative? Just look for the number with a greater magnitude, right? The greater number is 7154,360 and it has a negative sign. That means the answer must be negative. Is 8467 minus 17 positive or negative? The greater number is 8456, right? And that is a positive number, so answer must be positive. You have to look for the magnitude of the greater number, right? If greater number is positive, answer is positive. If greater number is negative, answer is negative. Is 595 divided by is negative 595 divided by negative 595 positive or negative? So both the numbers are negative, right? When two, you are dividing two negative numbers, so answer must be positive, right? Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. We'll just start with the next lesson, that is evaluate variable expressions involving integers. So how do we solve the expressions when we have integers involved, right? Okay, let's just do practice questions. Evaluate the expression for b equals negative 10, right? That means b has the value that is negative 10. You have to simply replace the variable b with the value, right? The expression is b minus 6. Just replace the b with the value that is negative 10 and evaluate the expression, right? B minus 6 and b is negative 10. That is b minus 6, and you have to evaluate for b equals negative 10, right? Replace the b with the value that would be negative 10, negative 6. So now you are going to apply the rules for the integers, right? Both the numbers are negative. 10 is greater in magnitude and that has a negative sign. That means answer must be negative, right? You have to add them, it would be negative 16. So the correct option is negative 16, right? Okay, the next one is I will evaluate the expression for z equals negative 1. And the expression is 3z. You have to evaluate for z equals negative 1 and the equation is 3z, right? Simply replace the z with a value 3 times negative 1. So you are multiplying a positive and a negative number, right? You are multiplying two numbers with opposite signs, so their answer must be negative. That would be negative 3, right? Evaluate the expression for f equals negative 3, right? The expression is f plus 14. You have to evaluate f plus 14 for f equals negative 3. Okay, so just replace the f with a value, so it would be negative 3 plus 14. So the greater number is 14. 14 is positive, so answer must have be positive, and 14 minus 3 is 11. So it would be positive 11, right? Evaluate the expression for c equals negative 13. C equals negative 13 and the expression is negative 14 minus c, right? Simply replace the c with the value negative 13. Negative 14 minus 13. So subtracting a negative integer is same as adding, right? That is very important thing. Subtracting a negative integer is same as adding, right? That would be negative 14 and plus 13. So 14 is the number with greater magnitude that have a negative sign. Answer must have a negative sign and you have to subtract them, it would be negative 1, right? Okay, so that is negative 1. Evaluate the expression for v equals 9. So which is the correct option? Okay, just replace the v with 9, so negative 9. 9 times negative 2 is, yes, it is negative 18. The correct option is negative 18. Very good. Evaluate the expression for b equals negative 15. So which is the correct option? You are given b equals negative 15, right? So replace b with the value that would be negative times negative 15, right? So negative and negative becomes positive, so that would be 15. Evaluate the expression for w equals 0. So which is the correct option? You have to replace the w with 0. So 0 times negative 4 is 0. Yes, very good. And 12 minus 0 is 12. Evaluate the expression for n equals 17. So which is the correct option? Replace the n with 17. So the answer is, if you replace the n with 17, so it would be negative 17, right? So the correct option is negative 17, right? Evaluate the expression for f equals negative 1. So which is the correct option? Yes, that would be. Yes, it is negative 13. Very good. Evaluate the expression for d equals 2. That means it is 2 negative 2 minus 11, right? 11 is a greater number, so answer must have a negative sign. And 2 minus 11 must have a negative sign, so that would be negative 9, right? Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let's just move on to next lesson. Now we're done with integers, right? We're going to start with the rational numbers. How do we perform different operations on rational numbers? First of all, we're going to learn what are the rational numbers. You can note down the definition. Rational numbers are the numbers that can be written in the form of p by q, right? Right, the numbers you can write them in fractional form, right? Simple thing is that is the simplest definition of the rational number. Rational numbers are the numbers that can be written in the fractional form, right? So let's just start with the practice questions. How do we add and subtract them? So you have to do simply like you do the fractions. For the first example is you have to add 3 by 4 plus 1 by 2. So just recall the fractions. How do you add 3 by 4 and 1 by 2? Yes, first of all, you have to make their denominators same, right? We cannot add or subtract fractions when they have different denominators. First of all, you have to make their denominators same. The greater denominator is 4, the smaller is 2. You always make the smaller denominator equal to greater one. So 2 times what number is 4? 2 times 2 is 4. You have to multiply this fraction by 2, right? It would be 3 over 4 plus 2 over 4. You can see they have now like denominators. Yes, that just add the numerators, so it will be 4 over 5. Or also the numerator is greater than denominator, so you can divide 4 times 1 is 4, and here you have 1. So the answer would be this is the whole number, 1 whole 1 over 4, right? Okay, the next one is, let's just start with the test questions. You have to add 3 by 4 plus 1 by 2. That's the one I just did on the tutorial. So which is the correct option? Yes, that is 1 whole 1 over 4. That is the correct option. I remember the answer because I just did on the board. The next one is you have to add 7 by 10 plus 3 by 10. So which is the correct option? That they have like denominators. You simply have to add their numerators, right? It would be 7 plus 3 is 10 and 10 by 10 equals 1. So the correct option is 1, right? Okay, so how do we add 1 by 5 and 3 by 5? Which is the correct option? Yes, they have like denominators. You simply have to add their numerators. So it would be 4 over 5, right? Very good. Okay, the next one is 2 by 5 minus 4 by 5. So which is the correct option? They have like denominators. You can simply subtract, right? 2 minus 4 is negative 2. So it would be negative 2 over 5. Very good. Okay, the next one is 7 over 10 minus 3 over 10. So which is the correct option? They have like denominators. You simply have to subtract their numerator. So which is the correct option? Yes, 7 minus 3 is 4, so that would be 4 over 10 because they have simply like denominator, you simply have to subtract their numerators. Oh yes, you can even simplify. You can just divide them by the common number 2, so it would be, yes, that would be 2 over 5. Okay, the next one is you have to add 3 by 4 plus 1 by 2. That's the one we did on the tutorial. Yes, 3 by 4 plus 1 by 2. So which is the correct option? The correct option is 1 whole 1 over 4, right? The correct option is 1 whole 1 over 4. Okay, the next one is you have to subtract 9 by 10 minus 1 over 5. How do we subtract? These are the two numbers with two fractions with different denominators, right? First of all, you have to make their denominator same. So how do we make their denominator same? 9 over 10 minus 1 over 5. Let's just do it on board. 9 over 10 minus 1 over 5, right? So 5 times you have to make the smaller denominator equal to greater one. So 5 times 2 makes 10. You have to multiply this fraction by 2. So it would be 1 times 2 divided by 5 times 2. That would be 9 over 10 minus 2 over 10. So they have like denominators. You simply subtract the numerators now. It would be 7 out of 12. Out of 10, right? Okay, the next one is you have to add 4 by 5 and 3 by 5. So how do we add? They both have exactly same denominator, right? So when you have same denominator, what you have to do, you simply have to add their numerators, right? So the correct option is 4 plus 3 makes 7. So that would be 7 out of 5, right? Yes, or either you can divide 7 by 5. So that would be 1 whole 2 over 5. Okay, 1 by 10 plus 1 by 10 equals, they have like denominators. You can simply add their numerators. So it would be, yes, it would be 2 over 10. And when you divide them by the common number 2, it would be 1 over 5. The next one is 1 by 4 minus 1 by 2. So they both have unlike denominators. First of all, you have to make their denominators same. 1 by 4 minus 1 by 2. 2 times 2 makes 4. So you have to multiply this fraction by 2. 1 over 2 times 2 times 2. That would be 1 over 4 minus 2 over 4, right? They have like denominators. You can simply subtract their numerators, right? Yes, that would be 1 over negative 1 over 4, right? Okay, we are done with the lesson. Let's just start with the next lesson, that is we're done with how do we add and subtract rational numbers. Now we're going to do how we multiply and divide rational numbers, right? So multiplying and dividing are also same like we do with the fractions. So 3 by 10 times negative 1 over 3. So how do we multiply fractions? We do numerator time numerator and denominator time denominator, right? Yes, just do numerator time numerator and denominator time denominator, right? That would be 3 times 1 is negative 3 and 10 times 3 is 30, right? You can divide them by the common factor 3, so it would be negative 1 over 10. Let's just start with the practice questions. Okay, negative 1 by 5 divided by negative 1 by 2. You have to do exactly like you do with fractions, right? 1 over 5, negative 1 over 5 divided by negative 1 over 2. When you are dividing two fractions, you have to convert the division sign to multiplication, and you have to reciprocal the term right after the division sign, right? Reciprocal means you just have to interchange the numerator and denominator, right? So now you can do like multiplying. Yes, that would be 2 over negative 5. The correct option is 2 over negative 5. Oh, that would be just negative 2 over 1. So negative times negative is positive. That would be 2 out of 5. The next one is 3 by 10 times negative 1 over 3. So which is the correct option? 3 over 10 times negative 1 over 3, right? So you can see they are in opposite sides, numerator and denominator. You can cancel out them. 3 times 1 is 3. You are left with 1 here. 1 over 10 times negative 1 over 1. So it would be negative 1 over 10. The correct option is negative 1 over 10. Okay, 7 over 10 divided by 1 over 7. So which is the correct option? 7 over 10 divided by 1 over 7, right? Let's just convert that division to multiplication. So it would be 7 over 10 times 7 over 1, right? Just do 7 times 7, 49, and 10 times 1 is 10. Just divide 10, 49 over 10. So 10 times 4 is 40, and you are left with 9 here. So it would be 4 whole 9 over 10, right? Okay, the next one is negative 1 over 8 divided by 7 over 8. So which is the correct option? Yes, that would be option number 1, 7 over 8, right? Okay, the next one is 1 over 10 divided by 1 over 6. So which is the correct option? It would be 6 over 10, and when you divide them by the common factor, it would be 3 over 5. So the correct option is 3 over 5. Negative 1 over 10 divided by 1 over 4. So which is the correct option? that would be negative 2 over 5. Very good. Negative 3 over 8 divided by negative 1 over 4. So, which is the correct option? Yes, that equals 1 whole 1 over 2. The correct option is option number 1, right? That is 1 whole 1 over 2. Okay, we are done with the lesson. So, we were working on grade 9 math. The chapter we're working on is operations. So, we have learned today how do we add, subtract, multiply, and divide integers, evaluate variable expressions involving integers, add and subtract rational numbers, and the one we just did is multiply and divide rational numbers. So please make sure before the next session you can complete all the practice questions for the lessons we did today. So if you need more help with any of the lesson, you can either contact any tutor on the Skype. They are available from Monday to Friday 5 to 9. Either you can search the YouTube channel, or otherwise you can join me in the interactive session that will be daily from 4 to 5 and from 9 to 10, right? If you have any question related to the lesson, you can please ask. I'm here to answer all your questions and confusions if you have any. So please ask question. Okay, then that's all for today. See you in the next session. Bye.